Hello, I have another one from Maine Beer Company. I did a video review of this over over 8 years ago, or no, over 7 years ago. They didn't have the cute loon on the label then. Their labels are still minimalist, but they used to be even more minimalist. So this is, I guess it was like their second IPA after making lunch. They just made one called Another One, and this uses more new wave hops. It uses Citra. I think it's one of the few beers that from Maine beer that uses Citra besides like Dinner. I'm pretty sure Dinner has some Citra in there, but it uses Citra and Cascade and Simcoe. Used to have Warrior hops in there too, and I'm a big fan of those ones. Yeah, Citra, Simcoe, more tropical. Cascade sort of older fashioned. And yeah, I remember this one just being more tropical and paler and hazier than lunch. And I just feel like I don't see it very much anymore. I saw it at the store. It was 15 days fresh, and that is quite hazy. Maybe hazier than it used to be even. I can see my finger through it. You can sort of see a little bit of a shadow, but it's hard with the wide glasses. And it's pretty pale. And head looks pretty nice. Some big bubbles. They're fizzing pretty fast. So there you go. Another one. Now that is very different from lunch. I feel like lunch is still really, really good. Maybe dinner's not as good as it used to be. I haven't had dinner in a while, but dinner, was one of those double IPAs that people would go to, to northern New England and line up for a long time ago. Not anymore. I'm not getting an explosive aroma out of this, actually. Yeah, getting more from the bottle. I don't know, maybe my nose isn't working so well. Seems like it is. There's just a little bit of like a juicy stone fruit note. I'm getting kind of pear. It's like peach pear and sweet orange. Maybe there's a little bit of a cooling hint of grassiness from the Cascade or Simcoe. Oh yeah, much more flavor. Ooh, that's nice flavor. It does have a cooling green dank, slightly dank thing from the Cascade. But then it's like peachy and a little bit of bitter citrus peel. And so just some kind of more old-fashioned IPA sort of dank bitterness. Not that bitter though. The bitterness will build up. Yeah, that's a nice flavor. Just lots and lots of fruits. Citrus, yeah. Citrus, for some reason, pear is really coming out to me. Usually I get pear from Saisons. This is not like, it's not a yeasty beer. It's not yeast forward. These are all mostly, it's just hop derived. And a sort of a bitter spiciness too in the finish, but not too much. Otherwise the finish is quite clean. And yeah, I feel like this is kind of what a lot of modern West Coast IPAs are like. Maybe they're not quite as hazy as this. The feel, like there's some body to it, but it's not really that full. And yeah, just lots. It's a juicy, it's sort of like all the pale fruits. A pale fruit juice cocktail, like white grape, peach, maybe apricot, pear, orange. Bit of a mimosa thing going on a bit, but not that orangey or juicy. Yeah, that's nice. I feel like my nose isn't working super well right now. That's why I'm not getting a bunch of aroma out of it. Yeah, but the flavor is really good. And it does have that like smack of old fashioned isomerized alpha acid bitterness. That's just like old fashioned West Coast bitterness that comes in there and gives a spicy, resinous quality. It dries it out quite a bit, even though at first it seems very fruity and a little sweet, not too sweet. Like the yeast esters are at bay. It's not all candy. Yeah, that's really nice. This one and lunch is really good too. Lunch is just a little bit more old fashioned West Coast. This is a cool way that they updated it. I think they've been making this beer for like 10 years. Um, so very nice. I would buy more Maine Beer Company if they weren't like the most expensive IPA brewer in the world, because these just single bottles, and these days it's hard to even find one for $7. Now places are charging $8, $9 for a single 16.9 ounce bottle, just a little bit more than a 16 ounce can. So a 4-pack of this would be over $25. Maybe if I take a few dollars off for taking off that 0.9 ounces, $26 four pack. Like, no one's buying that unless you're going to a hip, hazy triple IPA sort of thing, which I'm not buying. But this is great. Yeah, and I like the Cascade and Simcoe, like bringing a little bit of that old-fashioned leafiness with the citrus carrying lots of fruitiness. Yeah, this is like a 4.5, I would say. Yeah, when I stir it up like this is kind of a cheat code. Cover it up and stir it so that a bunch of aroma builds up in there. Yeah, that's nice. Even though the mouthfeel like isn't thick and soft and silky, it works with what it is. Like a still kind of a West Coast IPA finish in it. That's great. That spiciness, that drawing hop oils are coating my mouth, but not too much. It's perfectly balanced. Yeah, this is maybe 4.62. Really, really good. Bye.